Hi, I'm Lauren from LSP Actions. Welcome to this tutorial for the LSP golden overlays, the golden rings and the golden beams. The first thing you need to do after downloading is unzip or extract the gold rings and the gold beams. On Windows you do this by right clicking and choose extract all. On Mac you can double click or use archive utility. Make sure you do unzip because when the folder is zipped on Mac it'll be a blue one. Photoshop can't read it, so make sure you unzip these. They are zipped for easy download. So I'm just going to extract them all here, and they are loading up. You can keep these in downloads, but I do recommend saving these to a folder on your desktop. Next up, you're going to want to open Photoshop and open your images. And you need to install the Photoshop actions if you would like to use these free bonus Photoshop actions to apply the rings and the gold beam overlays. You can just double click these and to get them into Photoshop your action panel will pop up, or you come up to Window, Actions, hit the little burger menu and hit Load Actions and you can load them in from there. They will appear at the bottom of your action panel. You can drag them to the top if you want to. If your actions are on grey mode like this, you need to click the action, which runs a series of steps over your image, and hit play. I much prefer to work on, if your elements, this is how you do it as well. I much prefer to work in button mode. So go up to the menu and hit button mode. If your button mode looks strange, like this, you're going to want to grab the side, pull it in slowly until it snaps into a nice, neat column. The mini actions you have are darken the background. These only really work best for dark backgrounds. If your background is light, the glow is just, glows don't really show up on light in real life, and it's the same for Photoshop. So you have a darken background painter if you need it. I'm going to show you how to use that over the tutorial. Then you have your choose your golden overlay with layers, which adds all these extra layers in for you to play with and merge with your image. Or you have choose and golden overlay simple. This will just add the overlay in. It will not add any masking or anything. You'll need to do that yourself. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using layers. You can also add an overlay manually by coming up to File, Place Embedded, and locating the unzipped files. Make sure they're the unzipped ones, and you can go ahead and choose your overlay. But for this tutorial, I want to show you how to do it with the actions and everything I've put into them. So I'm going to hit Choose Golden Overlay Layers. And it's just playing out. And you can open up your unzipped folder with the ring overlays, and let's take a look at which one we're going to want to add to this image. I'm going to go for something fancy for this one, so I'm going to go for gold leaf. The overlay will come in semi-transparent, so you can position it, but even if it's not 100% perfect, you can you can resize and position after as well. And hit enter and let the action play out, and it's done. It's done a subject selection for you if you're in Photoshop Creative Cloud. These actions are for Creative Cloud, but you can go in and refine this a little bit. So for example here, it's done a really good selection actually, to be fair, but I'm just gonna click on the mask. A mask is like a lotto scratch card, so hidden from this ring is the subject and showing is what's in white. So you can grab a white brush to make this show a bit more, or you can grab a black brush to hide it. You can switch between black and white by clicking the little arrow or hitting X on your keyboard. I like to work with a 100% opacity brush, but with a low flow. There we go, and that's added in, and you can click on the actual layer, not the mask, hit V for your move tool, and you can move this, you can resize, you can position this any way you want to. You can colour change by clicking on the colour change layer. Make sure you see your layers panel, by the way. That's up in Window, Layers. You can colour change by turning this on, little eye icon. Double click and your hue and saturation will pop up. Just slide the top one if you wanted to add colour or how saturated it is. And if you wanted to, you can mask that as well in areas entirely up to you. Above this you have add contrast to the gold. So you can grab a white brush if you want to and paint any contrast. This is going to just kind of deepen the overlay effect. Paint a shadow if you wanted to add some shading anywhere behind your subject, on the gold, any darkening, you can do that. A little tip for painting a shadow: if you right click soft round brush, which you should be on by default, you can change the shape by like squeezing it in. Let's change the angle. And that gives us kind of a shadow shape to add on. You can use black to paint this off. To get your brush options up, you just right click here. You're just right clicking. Really intuitive. And then glow paint. If you want to add any glowing over your entire image, you just grab your white brush, make sure it's nice and soft, low flow. And, you know, we can add some glows in if you wanted to. We can change the opacity too. And just mess around with that to add if you want a little bit of glow coming around your subject. And there we go. You've got a mini pop finisher. I'm just going to close that group in the layers panel. You have a mini pop finisher and a bonus warm filter. I'm going to show you mini pop. That's just going to pop your whole image out. It's in there as a little bonus. You can slide the opacity if you wanted to. And we're done. Let's see our before and after. Beautiful, adding the gold ring, and at any point you can go back into the layers and you can, you know, you can change things around. Auto select off. Exactly however you want to do this. And I've just noticed a little bit of that mask needs to be taken off the arm there. Beautiful. Let's do another image. You can watch the next tutorial for the other image. There are a few tutorials in here that show you some different things you can do and some different examples. So I'll see you over in the other tutorial. I hope you love these. Please do post what you're doing with these in the LSP Actions Facebook group, because I'd really love to see your creativity. I'm Lauren, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next tutorial.